Uh, Good evening. So my name is Rajiv. So I'm actually working as I'm into software development like from past 6.5 months, more than 6.5 years. And I have started my career as a Python developer. Now I'm actually uh, developing some microservices and leading a small team, a group of team members in IoT and blockchain development. Okay, and this is a brief about me. Can I assume everyone here are aware of Python or any programming languages? I just wanted to make it as an interactive session just because it's a day one, right? So can someone like in the group, okay, just tell me what background you are from? Ravi, can I ask these questions, right? Like can
Yeah,
I
yeah,
learn
quickly,
about the audience
yeah, quickly we
quickly?
can do
Yeah,
that actually. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I just wanted to know my audience whom I'm actually speaking to.
Correct. Yeah. First of all, Raju, this is very friendly crowd. People are
Yeah,
more, people are really nice and interactive. And let
sure.
us assume that, people start from,
Hmm.
ground zero. And I know
Okay.
that some of the people, based on our previous discussions, I know that they have some Python
Mhm.
background. I mean, at
Okay.
least they studied some part of it. But let us assume that everybody start from ground zero. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, and people are
Uh,
from different backgrounds. Some of them from IT background, some of them non-IT background. Some of them took a lot of break, and because of
mhm.
family responsibilities, and they are trying to get back on job market again, IT market,
Mhm.
and US
Okay.
actual job market is really good now. So
Mhm.
that is in brief. But you wanna
Mhm.
run a quick run, each and everyone, or this intro is enough?
Mm, and this would be fine, I think, for now.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
when we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
on, maybe I can learn more about them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as you said that, right? So, during your class, if you have any questions,
Mhm.
right? Generally, we put on mute, make sure that we don't
Mhm.
disturb your class. But during the
Oh,
class, feel free to ask us. Hit us any questions. Our crowd is really good, and they will
mhm.
get back. Okay.
Okay. One second. Let me start sharing my screen so that you can all. Okay. I hope you can see my screen now. Let me know if you can't see it. Okay. I just want to hear it from you guys. Okay then. So before jumping into the details of Python, okay, I just wanted to make sure what is a programming language, okay? So if someone asks you what is a programming language, I would just simply say that, okay, programming language is nothing but a bunch of instructions which would be executed sequentially based on the inputs that you're going to give it to that and give in those instructions. Let's say if I ask someone to switch on a fan, okay, when the heat is actually, or else when the temperature in the room is actually exceeding 27 degrees or else more than 28 degrees or something like that. Let's say this is an instruction given to a human being. Okay, so now he will start thinking about this process by just considering all the inputs that he has. So in this case, his inputs are actually when the temperature is more than 28 degrees, just hit that fan button. Okay, so these two are the basic inputs that he has to consider, right? Okay, so every time for that, what he would do every time, if he has a temperature monitoring system with him, a temperature display system, something like that. Okay, every time he would just look into that temperature monitoring system, he would see, okay, what is the temperature. He would check, right, every time. Okay, he would check it. If the temperature is more than 28 degrees or more than what is the whatever threshold value that you set up. Okay, he would switch on, he would check if the fans button is on or not. Okay, he would check the fans button is on or not, and he will actually he eventually turn it on or turn it on if it is not in the on state. Okay, that's what he would do as a person, considering all the inputs that he has that he was given. So in this case we are actually using a language or else a communication medium that he and me can understand as a human being. Let's say in this case it's an English language. In some other case it might be another language where they can understand, where they can understand each other. So in similar terms, programming language is nothing but talking to your computers or some other machines to execute an operation based on some instructions, based on some inputs that we give to that machine. Let's say here in this case you have a washing machine, right? You have a washing machine which is designed to wash your clothes based on some conditions. Okay, based on the conditions that you give. Let's say you wanted to have half tank of water in your washing machine, and you want to spin it for 15 minutes, and you want to drain it for 10 minutes, something like that. So all your instructions you'll be jot down, or else you will write down in a form of code which that washing machine's processor can understand, and you will write down all the code based on some conditions, based on some loops, and eventually those conditions will execute as per your instructions. Okay, like the way in my previous example, like how human being behaved based on the instructions or inputs that he has received. Okay, my washing machine would also behave in the same manner. Okay, if you think a programming language, okay, if you ask me, Rajiv, what a programming language would consist of? Okay, we'll take down I would simply say any programming language or else any language would have all these things, something like conditions, okay, loops, okay, and you'll have some functions and variables to store some information. Okay, so these would be your, forget about the functions for now, these would be your essential things in any language. Let's say you have Python. If you have Python, if you have JavaScript, you have C, you have all these different kinds of languages. Okay, all these languages will have a common thing called conditions, loops, or variables. Okay, whatever language you take. Okay, now let's just see what is actually a Python. What is actually Python, or else how it is different from other languages. First of all, I would like to see what other programming languages are there and how they are different from Python. Okay, let me know if you have any if you want to stop me somewhere, just ask me. Okay, if you want to ask a question, just stop me and ask me a question. Okay, so I would just simply list down few domains or technologies right now in the industry. Okay, you have some front-end development, you have a back-end development, you have mobile app development.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you please increase the font size? Can you able to do that?
Sure, let me do that.
Thank you.
Is it good?
A little more,
Is it-
please.
I think make it full screen.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
This is good?
Yeah.
This is good?
Yes, it's good.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So you have some web development. I told you some kernel development, or these are all the basic, or else these are the standard things that anyone can know of. Okay. you will have languages like JavaScript, Angular. Sorry about that. You have Angular, you have React. So all these different languages are there. Okay. In the backend development, you have C, and you have Python, you have Go. So you will have different languages like this. Okay. In mobile development, Swift, and you have Java as well. They maybe they use for Android development nowadays. They are not using it anymore. You can use Java in the backend as a backend language. Okay, so these are all the other few languages that that are available or else that you can learn. Okay, and Python is one among the languages that can be used to develop all your backend related operations. Okay, and Python can be used in other and so many other things as well. Let's say you can use Python in artificial intelligence development. Okay, and Python is pretty good at that. If you don't believe me that nowadays everyone is using Python for more artificial intelligence related problem statements, okay, or else development purposes. And we have for any automation purposes, we can use Python. Okay, and API development, web development as well. So you can use Python in all these different areas like AI, automation, API development, or any web development. Okay, so right now the job market is more or essential on this API development. API is nothing but which allows you to interact with your backend databases or any services that you have to get some data or to push some data to it. Okay, so I would just simply give you a small difference how Python is actually different from C. Okay, so I hope some of you know C. Okay, right? In C, you will how can I say, you will say a variable, or else you will say that everything explicitly. You will say that, okay, I am actually going to define a variable in an integer type, or else of an integer type. Okay, let's say int a equals to some 10, which means in C, I'm just saying, hey compiler, take this 42 line and consider it as an integer variable and store some value 10 into that variable. Okay, that's what things happen in C language. Okay, whereas in Python, you don't have to say, there is first of all, there is Python is an interpreted language. When I say interpreted, it means Python executes, or else Python takes a line, Python goes a sequential way, like a line by line it executes. Okay, on Go it interprets everything, and on Go it executes each and every line. Okay, you don't have to compile your program before executing your Python your program. Okay, that's why sometimes when you're executing your Python program, you would see, or else you would see an error. Suppose you have an error at 42 line, all those lines before 41 will be executed successfully when but your Python interpreter would give you an error but at the line number 42. Okay, so coming back to my example, say how Python actually deals with variables, or else how it is different from other languages like C in this case. Okay, suppose consider you have a room full of colored balls, you have a room full of color balls, let's say A, right? I need your answer for this thing. Okay, I need your answer. So I have some room called A, and I have some 10 different color balls, let's say purple, blue, green, or you can imagine your own colors. And I have some room number B. I have the same color balls there, right? Okay, so I asked the person, John here. I asked the person, John, go to room number A and give me, okay, and get me a color ball, and get me a color ball, or else which is in blue color. Okay, so I'll give you the context again. I'll tell you the context again. I have two rooms, A, and I have another room called B. In the room A, I have different color balls in different boxes. Let's say box number 1, box number 2, box number 3, something like that. And in room number B, the same thing is there. Like I have different boxes, box number 1, 2, 3, and those boxes I have different colored balls. Okay, so the person John, in the first scenario, I told him that, John, go to room number A and get me a color ball which is in box number 3. Okay, that's what I told him. And in the next scenario, I told John that, John, get me a ball from room number B, get me a green ball, something like that. That's what I told him, right? So who do you think would fetch me a ball here in this case? Let me know if you don't understand the scenario. Okay, who do you think will fetch me a ball faster? I'll give you the question again. I'm asking John in the first scenario, John, get me a ball from room number A, get me a green ball from room number A. Okay, and in the second scenario, I told him, sorry, get me a green ball from room number A. Okay, in the second scenario, I told John, get me a green ball from room number B, from box number 2, something like that. Who will get me the green ball faster? In which scenario?
B.
Sorry,
Second scenario.
second scenario. Why would John fetch the ball faster in second scenario? Sorry,
Specifically, it is told.
yeah, he in the second scenario, we are actually telling my John, the test case John here, John, get me a green ball from box number 2, which means I am actually telling John that green ball is actually in the box number 2. Okay, he doesn't have to go to room number B. He doesn't have to inquire, or else he doesn't have to open every box and see where is my green ball, something like that, right? Okay, now I will ask you another question. I will ask you another question here, because everyone agrees on answer B, right? Sorry, the scenario B, right?
Yes.
It would be faster. Okay, now I will ask you a question saying that, to whom, as a user, see, I'm a lazy user, okay, right? So with whom I would like to work, first, scenario A or scenario B?
B.
Scenario B.
Yes.
Why?
You have all. You're lazy, I think scenario A.
Okay, so who said scenario A? Can you explain why A?
Because you're not giving any specific instruction to that person, so you are lazy, being lazy.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So by considering that answer, okay, I would say, as a lazy person or else as a user, I don't have to know how many different colors, or else whatever happening is there. I don't really know. I don't have to know. Okay, as a person or else as a user, I would like to work with A more when I need comfort, when I don't really want to know what is happening behind the scenes, or else, okay, in this case, A would pretty much do the job. A would pretty much do the job. Okay. In B, in the case of B, we have to, as a user, I would have to know what is exactly happening behind the curtains as well here. Okay. Now I will ask you a third question here. Now I'll ask you a third question saying that which scenario would be faster, A or B?
B.
B.
Okay. Everyone agrees B?
Yeah, B.
Okay. Why B? Why B is faster?
Because it's specific, right?
Yeah. Why B is faster? If you ask me why B is faster, you are explicitly saying that
You don't
hey,
need
man,
to check everything.
you don't need to go around the boxes and check
Open all the
every box.
boxes.
Okay, he would directly jump into that box number 2. He would get me the green ball. Okay, where in this case, so you observe the difference between scenario A and scenario B. Okay, so I would say scenario A is your Python language, and I would say scenario B is a language called C in this case. Okay, Python is actually your A here. So he is pretty much doing everything for you. He takes care of variable assignment. He takes care of garbage collection. He takes care of all the how can I say, the machine code conversions and all those non-essential things. I won't say, if I say non-essential, I'm making a crime here, but to make it simple, I'll say they are non-essential as a learner for us. Okay, but as you grow on, as you get advanced in this thing, you should know all these things as well. Okay, right? But for now, non-essential, they are non-essential for us. Okay, so when you go to C is a language where you have to give everything explicitly. You have to tell them, when you're storing a variable A, you have to tell them, hey man, I am actually going to store a variable which is of type integer, which will have some so and so bytes, some 4 bytes or 2 bytes or something like that, and you store this 10 value into this 4 byte memory allocation A. So that's what the difference. If you ask me, how would you differentiate Python and C? Okay, so as I told you 3 different scenarios. Okay, as I told you 3 different scenarios. C would be much faster than Python. I'm not saying Python is slow, but it is slow comparatively when you compare it with C, because just now we had an example. We had an example with color boxes, right? In C, if you would just simply say int A equals to 10, but in Python you will just say A equals to 20. That's what you do, right? Which means, like in the same example, okay, in Python you would just simply say I am going to store a value 20 in a variable A. Okay, I don't care, or else I don't care how much memory I should allocate to that 20, what memory location I should allocate that 20, and those kind of details, non-essential at this stage. We don't have to bother about those things. That's what the beauty of Python when you're learning it. Okay, or else when you go to learn it. And in Python, mostly the instructions or whatever keywords or all those will be user friendly, or they are pretty much readable to you. You don't have to calloc or malloc. You don't have to decode what is malloc and what is calloc and all those things. Okay, everything would be simply written in Python. Let's say I have a condition to check if A is an integer. I can just say if A is int, or else is instance of type int or something like that. If A is 10, or let's say in this case, if A is 10. So it's pretty much equivalent to what you're saying in a normal language, right? So that's how I would differentiate a language in a language called Python and a language called C. If you have any questions so far, you can ask me now, or else I can jump into the next few demo programs that I have prepared for this session. Anything so far? Any questions so far? First of all, you understand that color boxes example, do you think it help you to understand the difference, a basic difference between Python and a language called C?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Good to hear that. So as I told you, we have Python in all these areas like AI, automation, API development, and web development. Okay, so in AI, we have in AI development or else machine learning development, we have modules like NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn to learn all those things to master in your AI related development or else machine learning related development. Okay, in AI API development, you have Django, you have Tornado, you have Flask. Okay, right. You can just say web development, you can use Django as well, because you can develop front-end applications using this thing, right? So these are the few areas that we can explore using Python. Okay, that you have job market right now, really good job market in these areas. Okay, let me simply show you an example how a Python in action, something like that. Okay, so I have a CSV file, let's say, which has, so I have a CSV file which has some name, branch, gender, and college. Let me open it in the CSV format so that you can have a better visual. So I have a simple CSV data, okay, which has some name column, branch column, gender column, college, and all those details. So I have given you a task to segregate all these data into branch wise, gender wise, college wise, or name wise. Name we don't care right now. Gender, branch, and college. Let's say if I ask you who are actually studying in college A, what would you say? What would you say from this Excel sheet?
Rajiv and Rahim.
Rajiv and Brahma. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So if I ask you who is actually studying in college B, you would say Reena, you would say Roja, and all those things. Let's say you have some Excel sheet which has 10,000 columns and which have 10,000 different names and 5,000 different colleges and all those details. Do you really think you can do it manually? That's what people has done it before, but now we have the ability to do automate all this stuff using Python. That's what we can do. That's one of the things that we can achieve using Python. So let's say I have given this task. Okay, I have given this task to a Python program which I have written here. Okay, data sorting some kind of file. So this is how a program would look like. Okay, and I am actually sorting all these details based on the columns that I have shown you before. Okay, branch, gender, and college. Let's say I am going to run. Don't worry, this would be a demo class or an intro class, right? I will tell you like how to execute a Python program, how to install a Python language, and those things. Today my intention is to just to introduce you what is Python and what are its capabilities before jumping into the all those details of Python. Okay, I just wanted to show you a few things like in action. Okay, so I have executed my Python program. See, it just quickly executed and it thrown me some result. Let me prettify this result and show you my see name wise. Sorry about name wise, it doesn't make much sense. So I'll compare this Excel sheet. I'll put my Excel sheet here. So if you see, I have one person which is from, so first of all, sorting happened based on the branch. Okay, so IT branch, how many people are actually there? We have just one guy who is Rahim, who is a male, and he is from college A, right? So if you see, the list started at 41 line and it ended at 46. Okay, only we have Rahim in that particular list, or else in the IT branch list. Okay, so in the triple E branch, or else people who are actually studying in the triple E branch from this Excel sheet, they are only Reena, and you can see that Reena here. Okay, and from CSE we have just one guy who is Roja, and you can see details here. From ECE we have two guys like Rajiv and Brahma. Okay, you have all those things sorted together. From mechanical you have Lokesh. Suppose if I want you to sort it by his sex, you can see here, female we have 3 candidates, and male we have 3 candidates. Okay, and college, from college B we have 3 candidates, and college A we have 3 candidates, right? So this is one sort of or else one of the things that you can achieve using or else this is one kind of an automation that you can do or else achieve using Python. I'm just trying to give you an example what Python is capable of. Okay, and so like this you can have different automations for different purposes. Okay, suppose let's say you want to automate a web page. Let's say I have a login page and I have to log in, or else your manager has given you a task. Okay, just to hey Rajiv, I am developing a web application which just logs in and gives me a weather related data. Okay, and he asked you to test it, whether you could log in with the credentials that he has given to you, and all those weather related data is giving with respect to the user who logged in. Okay, so let's say you are actually doing this you are actually doing this manually. How would you do it? You will log into it by using the login A, and you would go to that weather page, and you will click on that button. You're saying get me a weather details for that, and you will match it. Okay, I am logged in as Rajiv and I'm living in India, so in a specific location, so this is my temperature or this is my weather. Okay, this is good. So let's me move on to the next user, something like that. This is how you would go. Assume you have some 1 lakh logins, or else assume you have 10 million logins. Okay, so how would you do that? Do you think manually doing it, manual testing would give you any advantage? No, right? You have to you have to figure out a way to do this job accurately and with some better results that you're expecting, right? So in those scenarios, Python is one of the languages that you can depend on, that you can rely on, and it would give you trust me, it would give you some good damn results. Okay, next thing I wanted to show you one small machine learning example, or else first let me show you a small data. Assume you have a data set. I hope everyone knows what is a data set. Okay, or else what is an XY coordinates, or those kind of things. I hope you have some understanding on that. So I have 2 different sets of data. I have a X set data and I have Y set of data. So for X1 I have a value 2 corresponding y value. Okay, for 2 I have 4, for 3 I have 5, something like that. Suppose you are seeing it in a boring how can I say, a table format or else a list format, something like that. I wanted to visualize. I want someone asked you to, man, I just wanted to visualize whatever data I have in a graph format, or else in a in a pie chart format or some bar chart format, something like that. So you can again rely on Python here. Python is people who are from ECE background or CSE background, they might know this tool called MATLAB. So MATLAB or else Python, NumPy, Pandas, or scikit-learn, whatever libraries I told you, Matplotlib, all these together is called MATLAB. Okay, you can do it. MATLAB is specifically designed for all your statistical related operations, and those things you can do it in Python as well. Okay, so I executed this thing and I can visualize it like this as a graph. Okay, for 1, when x is 1, my y is 2. If you see from the table, you can, if when my x is 1, I have a y value called 2. Okay, when my x is 2, my y is 4. When my x is 3, y is 5, something like that. You can go on like this. You can have a number of data, as much as data you can have. Let me show you a simple linear regression graph. Oh, sorry. I don't want this. So this is a basic linear regression example, which can predict a price, or else based on linear regression model. Okay, this is called a slope. Okay, a regression line. You can call it as a regression line. This is one of the examples that I have prepared for you. Don't worry. We will go in details on all these things as we go on, but I just wanted to show you a few things here in working. Okay, so I have actually prepared a syllabus which I think I can cover for you guys. Okay, so let me take it down here. So in the module 1, or else in the stage 1, whenever you are learning Python, okay, we just have to learn why Python actually, how is it actually different from other languages, how Python deals with the memory management, what is garbage collector in Python, why Python is slow in terms of execution when compared to languages like C. Okay, how it is actually different. So you have to know, or else you have to understand all these things in the module 1. Okay, next you will get started with your Python program. In this case, all you have to do is just simply open a Python, open a simple text file, or else in any simple file. You just have to add some .py extension to it, and you just write a line called print. It would give you whatever been written there. Okay, that's how you can write your first Python program. It's pretty easy to get started with. Okay, in the next module, or else in the next page, we will get started with things like what are the different data types, what are different variables, or else how you can name your variables, or else what are basic input and output operations, operators, keywords, Python literals. We can just all these things in our module 2. Okay, next thing, you will understand what is a string, how Python actually deals with the string. You can learn here what is a list. I told you a couple of minutes back, I was telling you list. I was using a word called list. Okay, right? So you will learn what is a list here. Okay, what is a tuple here, what is a set, what is a dictionary, what are the differences between list, tuple, set, and dictionaries. You can learn all those things here. Decision making, I told you, right? Like if my temperature greater than some if my temperature greater than some 38, if you break down this line, I'll write it here. If my temperature greater than again I'll say threshold. Okay, if you break down this line, okay, this is actually a condition statement. Okay, this is actually a condition statement where if you see my temperature, I'm not, do you think my temperature is a valid temperature value? Do you think
No, it is a variable.
it's a variable, or else it's a placeholder for your value? It's a placeholder. We can call it variable or placeholder. Okay, right? And again, threshold is also a placeholder for your threshold related value. Let's say it means you're saying 38, some, let's say with some 37 or something like that. Okay, you're trying to say like this. Okay, but every time in program there won't be 37 or 38, there will be some other values as well. So for that purpose we will use variable. So this is an example of I just wanted to bring it here. You will cover decision making. You will have loops. Like I told you an example, the first example, the basic example that I've taken for programming language explanation. I told you, I asked, or else I requested a person to check temperature every time, or else check temperature, check temperature and switch on the fan if it is not on, right? So if you are a good programmer, or else if you are a good thinker, okay, you should immediately ask me a question, or else you should say, because you are a human being, right? You will ask a question saying that, man, okay, you have given me an instruction, but how long should I execute this, right? That would be your first question. So I will say that, okay, till evening, till 4:30, or else till tomorrow morning, till next year, till 2 years or something like that, till next 2 years. That's what my time period here. So it means you're asking a person to execute a specific instruction for next 2 years. Okay, that's the duration of your program execution. Okay, now again, we are human beings. We'll ask you another question saying that, okay, you have given me an a period to execute this question, but how frequently should I execute this thing? How frequently should I check? Should I check for half a second, for every half second? Should I check for every 1 second? Should I check for every 2 years, every 1 year, right? So that is see, those things, how can I say, those things will be decided, or else using the combination of loops and using the combination of conditional statements. Okay, let's say so if I ask you execute a specific line in a loop, you're saying it means you are doing a same job. You're doing checking for temperature. You're doing checking for temperature, and you're doing switching on the fan operations in a loop for next 2 years. Okay, that's what we can learn in loops in Python, logic and bit operations. By the way, I forgot. Okay, right. We can see that in detail later. Next module, we can see functions, some scope of functions in Python. Okay, don't worry. I'll this particular syllabus.txt file would evolve as we go on. Okay, started this morning. Next, modules in Python, some useful modules that we have. Let's say module. When I say module, okay, I'll give you an example. Just a while ago, I told you I have to execute a line for next 2 years. Okay, so next 2 years means 2 years. When I say 2 years, it involves some time. It involves some time, right? So you have to implement, or else you have to figure out a way my computer, or else my machine, whatever host machine that you have to you are executing this particular Python program. Okay, it should give you some time related data, real time related data. Okay, So you have a module called Python. You don't have to write any specific function or a specific program for that. You have to import simply just time or date time, something like that. Okay, these are actually called as modules, right? So you have some predefined modules in Python which you can use, let's say time, date time, random, and all those different things. Next thing, we will see what is the package. We will see what are different kinds of errors in Python, how you can handle a Python exceptions, exceptions in Python. Some of the useful exceptions. You can create your own exception when you write your program. Working with files. Files means, say, let's say in this case, a while ago, I was dealing, or else in my program datasort.py, I am actually reading the contents of .csv file. Okay, so this is a pretty good example of using some files here. Okay, you can have you can read, you can open a .txt file from a Python program, and you can read it, you can write it, you can append some lines to that. You can do all those stuff in a programmatic way. Okay, and the last thing, it would be your object-oriented programming, some properties, methods, inheritance, or polymorphism, or abstraction in Python. And I would tell you few advanced things if time permits. I would say in Python, if you are really trying to get a good job in Python development nowadays, people are asking, nobody, you see, if you're an experienced developer, nobody will ask you what is a dictionary, what is a tuple, what is a set, because you already crossed that line. If you're a 5-year or 6-year experienced guy, they will ask you, do you know solid principles? Do you know test driven development? Do you know domain driven development? So these would be the questions that you might expect in a Python interview when you are going for when you are sitting in a Python interview. Okay, you can expect all these things. Do you know a Python API development which uses Django, which uses Flask, or which uses Open API? Those kind of questions you might have. Okay, I will try to make it as interactive as possible, as practical as possible, just like the way I bring up this example of like the color boxes. I would try to introduce you any concept with the most practical approach that is possible. Okay, and I would try to have see, I have a GitHub repository which is github.com/Rajiv Brahma. So I would post all the text material or course material which I would or else any program there, and you can go and see all those details of or else all those programs there itself. Okay, I would just simply tell you one more thing and I would close this thing. Okay, we have, okay, so you asked me you can ask me like, okay, Rajiv, you told me about Python differences and the topics that you might cover in this thing. Okay, let's say, what is this place that you are writing all these Python related code? What is it actually called, right? I have just now I have shown you this thing, right? This is an numbers tool or else a software which reads or which is dedicated only for tabular related data like .csv, column separated values kind of data, or else Excel data or some other data. This is only for those kind of those kind of data. Okay, the place or else the tool or else whatever you call to write your program, any program. Okay, to write your programming related stuff, that is called your IDE, integrated development environments. Okay, you have different IDEs, and PyCharm is PyCharm is one such IDE which is only for, or else which is dedicated for your Python related developments. Okay, the one that I'm using right now here is called Visual Studio. Okay, Visual Studio is actually, because right now I'm dealing with multiple languages, like I write shell scripting, I write JavaScript programs, I write Python related, I write SQL related commands. So I don't use PyCharm because I have Visual Studio will give me more options when it comes to a full stack software development. Okay, you can use PyCharm for now, or else you can use basically when you I don't know right now they're using IDLE or not, but we used to have IDLE for Python version 2. Okay, and you can use some other tools like Sublime Text. Okay, those are the pretty standard and good IDEs to get started with. Okay, and if you see where to install or else where to download your Python, this is your place, python.org/downloads. You can just go there. In Python, basically we used to have two different things, Python version 2 and Python version 3. Version 2 is pretty old. Okay, right now everyone uses Python version above 3.8 or above 3.9 or something. Doesn't matter for you at this point which version that you should go, because all you want to do is right now is try to understand the syntaxes and semantics of Python, how Python deals with variables and those kind of details. Right now you don't bother about which version you downloaded. All you have to download is a stable version. There in Python or in any language there will be two different releases, like stable release or else latest release. Every time you have to download the most stable release that is available in the website, because latest version would always have some bugs, and it will be an active development place. Okay, because you might get some you might end up in some errors, okay, where you can't figure out whether it is your mistake or whether it is my Python's mistake and those things. So I don't want you to end up in those kind of situations. Okay, so just go to, I'll tell you or else in our next classes maybe I will say what version to install to bring everyone on the same platform. Okay, same stage. Next thing, you don't have to have any IDs like this to learn your basic stuff, basic Python related things. All you can do is this is one of the online compilers that is online Python compiler that is available. Okay, you can just go here and you can start experimenting your Python knowledge here. Like you can you can write all those things for starters. Okay, and this is PyCharm's download portal. You can get all those ID PyCharm ID here. Okay, and I think that's it. That's from my end. If you have any questions, maybe we can take that questions. Ravi, I think I am done with the basic introduction of this course. Do you want me to cover any other thing, or is it good? Hello. Hello, Ravi. Can you hear me, Ravi? Hello? So meanwhile, Ravi responds. Okay, can anyone like if you have any, if anyone has any questions or any request, any doubts, you can ask me. Maybe we can discuss them. We can discuss those things.
So these are the only basic things, I think, the basic topics that you are covering. You're not saying anything about the integration of the database connections or anything, right?
Oh, we can add those things. Like if you request, or else if you ask me, maybe we can have database integrations as well, like SQL,
There is
MongoDB. we'll cover one SQL and one NoSQL thing. That would be good. We can cover, like, I will, that's what I'm telling you, right? Like this is this is the thing that I prepared. Maybe I will modify it at every stage.
Yeah.
If you have any question, if you have any other additions to this thing, like database integration, just
Yeah. Raju,
any
I'm
other-
here.
yeah.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking on mute.
No, no problem.
Yeah. Thank you. Friends, what do you think about it? Would you like to hear a little bit more on it? And, or you want some time to grasp it? Or if you have any questions, feel free to, ask him. Hello. Josephine, sister. Yeah, Anbu, brother.
I think this was a good introduction, brother. Thank you so much, Rajiv.
Yeah, thank you. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Raju,
hope
maybe we can stop it here. Stop it here.
Okay.
At
Okay.
least maybe you
Yeah.
can share, the job opportunities, and how difficult is it, or what it takes, the learning curve and job opportunities. Maybe you can ask, you can
Yeah.
answer some generic questions. Yeah, friends, feel free if you have any questions, please.
Yeah, because if you see, just now she mentioned database, so I forgot the database thing, but when she mentioned it,
Yeah,
I've written. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you interact, or else if you ask me any question, maybe we can generate some content there.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
if you ask me some question, maybe
Yeah.
I can see an opportunity to explain more there.
Yeah.
But since you asked me the opportunities in Python, right now we have lot of requirement in Python development in the areas like that I told you, right? The people are looking for AI related developers. Okay, means you should have a good understanding of machine learning concepts. You should have a good understanding of programmatic concepts as well, right? You cannot develop, or else you can know machine learning theoretically, but if you want to develop an application, you should have a good understanding of programmatic skills plus machine learning skills and machine learning related Python modules knowledge. You should have, like in this example I told you, right? Like you have a NumPy, here. Oh, am I sharing my screen?
No.
No, I'm not sharing my screen, right? Okay, one second. Sure. Okay. So, in NumPy is actually a module which deals with numeric operations. Okay. Like, let's say you in statistics, if you want to calculate mean, mode, average, and all those things, you can do it using NumPy. Okay. Pandas is a library which deals with data related operations. Let's say you wanted to manipulate a column, you want to manipulate a row, those kind of things, you can do it using Pandas. Matplotlib is actually the one that helped us to visualize all those x and y data a while ago. Okay, Matplotlib is one of that library. Scikit-learn is the key here. Like, this is the library that has all your machine learning models defined there. Let's say you have different models called linear regression, k nearest neighbors, k means. Okay, so all these basic machine learning models have been or else formulas have been defined there. Okay, machine learning is all about mathematical formulas. Okay, if you say linear regression, it is y is equals to mx plus c. That's what the formula is, formula behind your linear regression related operations. Okay, so that's what about the AI related and AI or sorry, not AI, the machine learning related part of Python. You have very good job knowledge in this job market in this thing, and you should be a really master of both machine learning concepts and Python concepts to become a machine learning or else AI related developer. Okay, Next thing you have, you have automations. Let's say you have like Selenium or those kind of testing related things. Okay, you should have some pretty good knowledge on basic machine learning and advanced machine learning. Basic Python and advanced Python concepts. Like advanced Python concepts means all these object oriented things, inheritance, and those at least basic database integrations. On those things you should have if you want to become a tester, or it's a Python related tester, or a Python automation engineer, something like that. Okay. Next thing, you have a web development or else API development, web development / API development. You have modules like Tornado. You have modules like OpenAPI, Django. All these things would help you to get or else help you to develop your application interface applications. Let's say I have let's say you have built a weather data or else weather portal. Okay, you are an NGO who decides to give your weather data, whatever you collected in every region. Okay, how you would, let's say I am from India. Okay, I wanted to collect all the data which you have collected in US. Okay, so how can you do it? Simply, in simple terms, you can just simply send me an Excel file every one day, every other day, right? You can collect all these details and you can give me an Excel related data, right? That's what you do, right? But in today's scenario, you don't have to send me. It takes first of all, that's a time consuming thing. That was not an efficient way of doing things, right? Doing such things. We can build an API, which means we can build an application interface for your weather data, weather related web application or weather related databases. Okay, and you can expose that API to outside world and people like me, and you can say, hey Rajiv, if you want to get weather data of Texas, you have to hit, or else you have to hit this URL saying that, okay, www.getweatherdata / Texas / so on so date. If you hit that API, if you hit that URL, you will get that specific dates weather data. So all these related API development, again, you can do it in Python. Okay, so in the API development, there is a very good amount of job opportunities that are there available. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Any other specific questions? See, sometimes maybe if I forget, if you remember something, maybe I can discuss about few things. Sorry, forgot one more thing. There is one more thing called IoT. I hope you heard IoT, Internet of Things, right? Even Python is being used in IoT development as well. Okay, and cloud development as well. Okay, you can connect your I hope you all have Alexa. You all have some other bots that you have in your home to control all your appliances or all your fans and switches. Let's say Alexa, when you say Alexa, please switch on bedroom light or AC1, AC2, something like that. Okay, trust me, you can do all those things on your own. Okay, don't think Python is just only for your professional related opportunities only, but Python will give you more opportunities to automate your daily life or else automate your daily things. This is one of the interesting things that I would do. See, I would automate few of my things. I used to see when I joined this company 2 years ago, some company, I created a small automated thing which would log my daily work. So my boss asked me, okay, Rajiv, give me an Excel sheet at the end of your day, what you are doing at a specific time, or else what you have done in a specific day. Okay, So I have created a small, so what I would do, people would simply, at the end of their day, people would simply open their Excel sheet and write down all those tasks that they had done. They will try to recall everything that they had done in that day, and simply create a mail and send it to the manager, right? But trust me, you can do those things. You can automate those things by using Python. You can simply create how can I say, a desktop application. By the way, Python helps you to build your Windows desktop application as well. Okay, so create a small. I created a small desktop application, Windows desktop application, which runs parallel when I open my Windows system. Okay, so when I open it, it would greet me saying that, okay, hi Rajiv, good morning, what you're going to do, something like that. These kind of automated few things I have added in that. And every time I just have to enter, I am working on so and so SQL integration, I'm working on so and so API development. That's what I would do every time. At the end of the day, when I click generate an Excel file or something like that, it would give me a good Excel sheet. Then I can just send that Excel sheet in a mail. Trust me, even sending in a mail, sending through a mail or sending via a mail, this Excel sheet can also be automated. Okay, that process can also be automated. So all these personal, or else all these own daily routines also can also be turned into some automated related things. Okay, and you can control your own Alexa. You can write your own Alexa code to your Alexa bot. Okay, so we have privileges for that. Like we have open source codes to control your own thing. There is a thing called Raspberry Pi. I hope some of you might know it. By Arduino. So all these things you can automate your let's say your ACs. You can automate your ACs. Like, let's say I have some interesting ideas. Let's say I wanted to know how much is my AC is actually consuming, or else how much power is my AC consuming. You can have all your you can collect all those things. First of all, when you integrate with this IoT stuff, you can collect, you can first of all you can control those ACs or appliances. The second advantage is you can get some insights on the data that you have collected. Let's say you are actually trying to switch on your AC when you are not at home. Okay, and you wanted to see how much time your kids are spending on TV, or else how much time your kids are spending on computer, how much time your kids are spending turning on the AC, something like that. I'm just telling you an example here. Okay, and you can see all the 6 months data, and you can use Python matplotlib to visualize all those things in an Excel sheet, right? So see the connection. You can have all these things at one place. Let's say if you go with C or any other language, okay, you cannot do everything at one place. So I'm trying to tell you here, Python is a one-stopper, or else a single place to do all this stuff. You can use Python to write your device code. You can use Python to write your UI code. You can use Python to write your analytics related code as well. So if you learn Python, you can do all this good stuff. That's what I wanted to tell you here, because trust me, I have done most of these things. not in my not at my home, but at the place that I work there. I automated some water tanks. I automated some toll gate systems. I automated some lab rooms and those things. So so you can learn those concepts as well. Yeah. Any other questions?
That's a very good thing to know.
Yeah.
And right.
So Raju, I have a Raju, sorry. Is anybody asking a question?
Can I ask you one out of the box question?
Yeah.
What is a blockchain? I want to know about it.
Yeah,
Heard
blockchain.
one project asked me to do that, but I don't have any basic idea.
Yeah. I don't know, but if it interests everyone here, but we can take it in another session. But I'll just simply say in a layman language, blockchain is nothing but a ledger. Okay, an immutable ledger. You can call it as an immutable ledger. That's what I would say if you ask me what is a blockchain. But we can go in details of blockchain. What is Hyperledger Fabric? What is Ethereum? What is what is the what is the fundamentals, core fundamentals of blockchain, and those details. Maybe if you want another session, I can take another blockchain session as well, and how Python can be used in used in blockchain development. I can tell you, because but if you want to go with blockchain development, you should have a good understanding of Go language as well. Okay, but to answer your question for now, I'll just simply keep it like this. Okay, the definition. You know the ledger, right? You know the table. Any ledger means like transactions, the place where you store all your transactions.
So
right?
it is like a bank ledger where you
Where you store your all bank transactions, bank related transactions. Okay, let's say sorry about that. Let's say you have a bank transactions. Okay, bank will have an authority, or else banks, or else any person who who have these kind of databases. Okay, they will have the centralized authority to manipulate that data, or else to view that data. So as a user, you don't have authority, or else you don't have access to all those details, right? Okay, anyone at any place can manipulate or modify or delete or whatsoever can do on that particular transaction that you made maybe a couple of years back or a couple of decades back or something like that. Whereas in blockchain, it is equivalent to whatever ledger that I was talking about in terms of banking transactions. But here in blockchain, you can not manipulate your data that once been entered. It means when you say, "Hi Rajiv," in a blockchain transaction, okay, it would stay for decades like that. Trust me, it would stay for decades like that. Even if you want to say, I have done a mistake, say, "Hi Rajiv." So my actually name is Rajeev, right? Assume this was a transaction, right? I can just, even if you correct it, it would enter like the way I have entered this in line number 88 means I have entered a new line, right? That's how Python, that's how the blockchain deals here. In any other transactions, you would see this Rajiv won't be there. You would see the new data. "Hi Rajiv," in the same line number 86. But in blockchain, you would see like this. You can see all the details that you have entered into your transaction or entered into your ledger. I would simply say it's an immutable ledger. Immutable means like you cannot modify, or you cannot modify once you enter some data into the ledger. That's what that's what I would say. We have a number of, or we have different number of aspects in blockchain nowadays. When I began in 2015, it used to be just a simple Ethereum or normal this one Hyperledger Fabric. But nowadays we have IOTA, we have some other things that even I don't know sometimes. Okay, so that's it regarding blockchain. But I can tell you more in detail in another
Raju,
session. Crypto.
I mean, example, if you want to throw like, Ethereum block, when you use it, right?
Yeah, one sec. So see, when I use the terms like Hyperledger Fabric and Ethereum, these two are meant to do different jobs. Okay, I would say first of all, I hope you guys know about Bitcoin, right? Okay. Do you think, or else if I ask you Bitcoin, do you can anyone say, is Bitcoin and blockchain same? Or what is the difference? If I ask you what is the difference between blockchain and a Bitcoin, can anyone tell me that? Are they same or are they different?
Blockchain is a technology, right? So Bitcoin uses kind of blockchain technology, and Ethereum uses different kind of blockchain technology. and
Okay, okay.
Bitcoin pretty much uses this contesting, right? So yeah, there is a little bit different, right?
Okay, okay. So I would just simply tell you like this. Maybe blockchain, as you just said, blockchain is a technology behind Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is a product of blockchain. You understand that Bitcoin is a is a thing, is a product that built using blockchain technology, right? Any
Right. Yes, Raju.
arguments there?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So Ethereum is another. Ethereum is another product. Again, Ethereum is also a product. Okay, Ethereum is a product which built on blockchain technology, but not on same core features that Bitcoin has. Okay, in Ethereum we do have a concept of smart contracts, whereas in I'm really sorry about this.
Raju, please grab something to drink, water or something. Please, we will wait.
1 second. 1 second. Yeah. So smart contracts. So smart contracts is one of the things, or else one of the key aspects of Ethereum product. Okay, and we have Hyperledger Fabric. Hyperledger Fabric. So Hyperledger Fabric is another technology. You can call it as technology. Okay, which has some features or else some concepts, core concepts related to this blockchain thing. Okay, in Hyperledger, see, in any blockchain technology, you can see few things like consensus algorithm. Okay, consensus algorithm. Then we have few common things like sorry about that. Maybe I can tell you in another thing, the core concepts here. Consensus algorithm is one such thing which would be different in each case. Okay, here it can be one consensus algorithm, here it is another consensus algorithm that people use. Here they will use a method called let me check in the internet first. 1 second. Bitcoin. Yeah, proof of work. So here in blockchain, we will use, or else that the proof of work is the algorithm that they will use. Technologies that would be the key difference in different technologies. Okay, proof of work, where it means, okay, when you enter a transaction, when you throw a financial transaction into your network, okay, into your Bitcoin network, all the miners, there is a concept called miners in blockchain, which whose responsibility is to approve all your transactions. Okay, so let's say I am sending Ravi some $10. Okay, I'm sending Ravi a $10 as a transaction. Okay, so this transaction would be sent to the network. Now everyone, or else every miner in the network, okay, they would try to solve, or else they would try to approve this transaction. In order to approve this on transaction, when I say approving a transaction, it means he has to see Ravi has $10 or 10 Bitcoin BTC with him or not, and he has to see if he is a valid network participant or not, something like that, say, right? So in order to approve this transaction, they have to solve a mathematical problem which is encrypted, an encrypted mathematical formula. Okay, I'll just give you a simple example. Y equals to mx plus c. Let's say simple example. I'm just saying this won't be the trust me, this is not as simple as it looks. Okay, I have a mathematical formula and I'm saying 10 as a response to that. Okay, so you have to find out, or else you have to figure out an answer which is exactly equivalent to 10, not 10.0, not 10.9, not 10.8, or not 10.3. Okay, you have to give me exactly the same thing. Okay, so that's what people try to do. That's why people needed all their supercomputer power to solve this thing, because it is not simply a 10. It is an encrypted form of 10, which you don't do is they have to use their brute force to figure out, okay, what is the exact mathematical thing or a mathematical operation that's been given to us. They have to use all their computer resources to figure out this thing. That's why it is difficult to approve a transaction, or as it is, that's why blockchain is being a powerful thing nowadays. Okay, it is not as easy as I tell you right now. You will have different algebraic formulas which will be given to solve. Okay, all those miners will solve it. This is my way of explaining blockchain. If I trust me, there is a lot of scope in always learning this blockchain related stuff. If you have any other arguments, maybe you can make a point here.
I think it's we have to. I think we have to go see and understand first. I think it's really a big concept to understand.
It is a complex concept to understand first, and understanding this blockchain technology is different, and developing this blockchain technology is another thing. Okay, in Hyperledger Fabric, you can define your own private network. Let's say, I would say, we have some 11 participants here, right? So I can create a network. I can create a private network among ourselves to have our own blockchain community, and we can do the transactions among ourselves. Okay. Let it be a financial transaction, let it be a data related transaction, any other thing. Okay, blockchain allows us to make it decentralized. Blockchain allows us to spread our wings across the world without any trust issues. Like basically, blockchain would bring trust between all those network participants, among all those network participants in the community or in the network.
So you're saying it is a very tight, secured system.
Yeah, it's a tightly coupled thing, and at the same time, it's a decentralized thing.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Raju, thank you so much. It's really helpful info. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Raju, a question for a generic question, right? So if we start the Python course, right? So I mean, how long? What is the length of that course, and how many modules?
I would say 45 days.
45 days. Okay. I mean, you mean hours? Can you tell in hours?
Hours.
See, for example,
2 per day, 1 hour or 1.5 hours if you take like.
Oh, every day. Okay. 60, you recommend every day. Okay.
Yeah, 60 hours would be good.
60 hours. Okay. 60 hours. Okay. Yeah. See, the reason I ask you, right? Recently, we have a Salesforce training. The Salesforce training is like it's spread over like say 8 weekends, actually 8 weekends. Every weekend is like about like 5 hours. So 8 by 5, right? 40 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what. See, yeah.
We can, like, it depends on the participants in this class. Like if they ask every day we can have every day, or else if they ask alternative days we can have it, or
Mhm.
else weekend. I mostly not to but okay, no issues, like
No, 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 no.
we
I
can,
mean,
it's up
just I try
to,
to understand, Raju, how it
yeah,
works. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We can work on it. Yeah.
we
So
we can see, like it depends on the party. We can have a poll, or else we can have their opinions as well.
correct, correct,
If everyone agrees on
correct.
everyday training session, we can
Yeah.
have it, or weekend session we can have it like that. Yeah.
Like about if if it's like a weekdays, right? So 8
Hmm.
p.m. to 10 p.m. Do you think that work for you?
Evening.
Yeah, evening.
Oh,
I mean, evening mean your morning, evening for us.
oh, 8 p.m. means 5:30 morning then for me.
No, 6 o'clock at least. 8:30.
Yeah, okay, 6 o'clock would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Because right now I am actually working for a US customer where I have to work till 12:30. Sometimes it will be 12:30 my time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the issue. So
Right, right.
my usual day starts at evening.
Right.
Work day starts at evening. That's yeah.
Okay.
But
So
okay, that's my problem. But I can be available at 6 o'clock my time, or else 8:30 your time, 8:30 p.m. your time.
okay. So you works in US time, right? US timings, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Raju, thank you so much. Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
this help you.
Yeah, it's
For
just it's like it's just we have to take with open mind, right? We cannot discuss
Hmm.
everything in 2 hours class, right?
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
As much as we can grasp, that's good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Friends, do you have any questions before we let him go?
Any questions or any feedback? Maybe Rajiv, this is not good. This is good. You can tell me this. You can don't tell me this.
Rajiv, it is super good. We discussed many topics, including
Thank
crypto.
you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
I can
I
tell
will
you.
circle
I can
back. I
tell
will
you
circle
more.
back,
Yeah.
Raju. Yeah, I will talk to him.
Yeah.
I will talk to them, and I will
Okay.
circle back. Right? Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, friends, do you have
Thank
any
you.
questions before we let him go? Because he has to work, right? So yeah, are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we say one time? Thank you so much, Raju.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being patient with me and listening to what I told you.
So Raju, it's really good.
Yeah.
You're knowledgeable. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. We catch up,
Can
Raju.
I?
Then I will contact
Yeah.
back. Right.
Yeah. Can I leave now? Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
thanks everyone again. See you soon. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Bye.
Hello there.
Hi.